Like many of you, I often struggle with life, and sometimes I forget to tell you both sides of the coin when I'm talking about self improvement or I'm talking about things that have improved my life or things I'm doing that have helped me. Sometimes I get carried away and I'll talk about these things that have helped me, but then I'll suddenly forget about the days that I'm totally depressed, or I'll forget about the days that gender dysphoria is plaguing me really bad and making my life miserable. Or I'll forget to tell you guys about times when I'm thinking about my favorite tree in the park and I don't want to be here. And I'm sure you can put two and two together with that, as morbid as that can be. Now, am I as bad as I was a year and a half ago? No, I'm not. I have improved in some ways, but I say this because I took down a couple of videos, and I've done this before because sometimes I'll look back at a video I make and I might see where, like one video I'm talking about self-improvement, but then I look at the video and to me it's like, well, you're acting like you got it all together. Even though I may say in the video, hey, I'm not perfect, this and that, but still I'm self-critical of myself, and I'll look at the video and I say, man, you really are not giving two sides of the coin here, because I don't have it all figured out. I guess sometimes I get carried away because I want to share with you all, because I know so many people suffer from things like, if I've made an improvement with my nervous system, regulating it, or I've made an improvement with staying out of some addictive behavior, then I like to share, hey, this is how I'm doing it. But a lot of times I neglect saying, like for instance, even though I'm on 65 days of semen retention, I struggle with I can get in a lustful mindset to where I want to just go into total debauchery. I don't do it. I don't go out and act on it or anything like that. But those thoughts can plague me. I can get in this total mindset of where I'm like, who cares? Why not? Just go do this and dissociate yourself from everything. It's, for me, it could be detrimental if I were to act on something like that, because it's like a dissociative mindset of like, who cares about life or anything? Just go out and do this destructive, just do whatever, who cares? Don't think about anything. I get in mindsets like that. Now, as far as the lust for myself, I've explained before, I think a lot of it relates to my gender dysphoria, not all of it. But I also think a lot of it, going in an esoteric sense, I think relates to past lives for me, and I have explained that before. But I guess I'm just saying that I go through this. I go through these mindsets that are hard for me, because if I let myself dissociate back into that extreme lust, then I start dissociating with edging, and I will want to dissociate going back to corn and things like that, and then I'm not productive in other areas of trying to better my life. I'm not saying lust is bad or evil or anything. We have desires. We crave intimacy. But it can be detrimental to us, just like anything, as I've stated before, whether you have an alcohol addiction, eating addiction, or drug addiction, if it's taking over your mind or it plagues you in a way. So I go through that. I go through depressive episodes. I neglect to talk about this when I'm talking about bettering myself. I go through depressive episodes, not like I used to. I could stay in a depressive mind consistently for periods of time. And I could have anhedonia, where I would just be no feeling for long periods of time, where I could just lay on the couch or in my bed with a sad face basically and not move and not want to move because I couldn't think of anything to bring me any joy. I would just be in a joyless state. I still go through that, but I don't go through it for long periods now. I don't go through the depressive episodes for as long a periods. They come more in spells, but the point is they still happen. The dead feelings can still happen too. I think they happen now with semen retention because I've been on it 65 days, so my body fights with me to go back into dissociating with edging. It'll try to be like, let's go do that, type of thing. I don't, but I still get times in my mind where I'm really lustful and thinking of very, very lustful thoughts and dirty thoughts that will try to push me back into all of that. But I see benefit I get from semen retention, so I don't want to give that up. So I keep going with it. I do try to work on my nervous system. That's one way to work on my nervous system. I try to do that by meditation and deep breathing. It does help me. But I guess what I'm saying is even with meditation, deep breathing, semen retention, moderate exercise, I could do more, but I struggle with that. Even with doing the things that are better for me, I still struggle with these other things. Depression, struggle with not wanting to be here at times. Anhedonia sometimes. The extreme lustful thoughts that will come to me sometimes. I struggle with exercise. I keep up with it enough to keep myself in shape, but I'd like to do more. It's hard for me to do more. I eat ice cream basically every day. That's like something I'd like to get away from. Now, granted, I don't eat a lot of other calories, but still, I'd like to drop some weight, and that's a struggle. So I wanted to bring all this to light because, like I said, I pulled down a couple of videos, and it's because I'll look at what I say, and I feel like sometimes I get in a mindset, and then where I'm only giving one side of a story. And that's inauthentic, and I don't realize when I'm doing it at the time. To me, it's inauthentic, and I don't want to do that. Or I might sense that I have anger in a video, more anger than I would like in a video. That maybe I'm bitter in a video about something, and I'm coming from an energetic space that's not so good. So then when that happens, sometimes I'll take a video down. So in any case, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not healed. I don't know that any of us can be ever completely healed if we're trying to deal with trauma, we're going to therapy, if we're doing things to better ourselves. I still don't know that we can ever be completely healed. I feel like when you get to one level, there's always a new level and a new devil. So you beat one level, get to the new level, there's a new devil. There's always a new devil to try to beat, basically, if you want to use a metaphor. There's always something else if you're trying to work on yourself that you can do to accomplish. There's always a new goal to work on or to accomplish. My gender dysphoria too, that's the other big thing. It plagues me. It doesn't help with everything else. It plagues me on a daily basis. It's always in the background. Even when it's mild, it's always in the background in some form or fashion. And there are days where it can be really intense, and that also messes with me because then I end up going through several thoughts of whether I want to transition or not, or what am I going to do? You know, it's a constant battle. That's a constant battle. And then when I tell you all about removing toxic people in your life, it's easier said than done. And I get that, totally get that. So for any of you that can't do that, I understand. It's been only the last few years for me that I've had it easier in being able to do that, because just working on myself and understanding that it hurts me more when there's people that are constantly bringing negativity to me. But I still struggle with, even when I'm going to cut somebody off, I still struggle with it. It's not like it's easy for me to do, but I've just come to understand it's necessary. But I'm not in any way wanting anyone to think, oh, this is just easy. Working on yourself in general is not easy. And life, I guess I probably said it in the beginning, but I'll say it again. Life is often a struggle. And I'll talk to you guys later.